though this is made out of paper, it's gonna be quite secure, and you'll be able to use it as a jewelry box or an advent calendar, or, you know, craft organization for small bits and pieces. There's really a lot you can do with this. It may be made out of paper, but I promise you the end result is not what you'd expect. It's not a flimsy little box. But so here we are. We have the base finished, and now comes the fun part. We get to decorate. And this is also quite easy. There are a few things that I like to do. And I'm going to go ahead and take the base part first. So that would be this large square right here. And that would also be these little pieces here that are going to go right over the panel, like so. Before I adhere this down, I do like to take some ink on a blending tool, and I like to go around the edges. And for this one, because I'm an oddball, I'm going to go with purple, and I'm just going to ink up the edges with some purple Distress Oxide. And this just gives it a nice finished look. It will hide the white on the sides of your paper. Most scrapbook paper, the decorative paper, is not core dyed, so it has a white in the middle, and that's one of the reasons we like to ink the edges, is it gives it a nice finished look. And so now I'm going to adhere this down, and again, you can use double-sided tape for this step, but I still like to use some wet glue that gives me a little bit of wiggle room. And I'm going to just lay that so there should be a little bit of a border on each side, and then I'm just going to smooth it down with my fingers, and then I'm going to go around and make sure that these fit. I may want to trim it down a little bit because you do like to see a nice little black border around them. And in all honesty, when I send these pieces, you may want to trim them down yourselves, just because I do like to match them up and let you decide how much of a border you want to see. Some people like 1/8 of an inch, some people want it even smaller, so there's more of like a 1/4 inch. That's really up to you. So these decorative panels will probably be the same size as the black panels. And then you're just going to want to cut them to size, so you can determine how much of a border you'd like to see. And again, I do like to ink up the edges. Now, if you have ink or paint that you want to use, that is perfectly fine. If you do not have a blending tool, you can also use a makeup sponge. And you can find those pretty cheap at, you know, the Dollar Tree. And so on. And this way you can also determine what part you want to trim down to. Almost forgot to ink it up. You'll see what I mean about having a little bit of wiggle room with the glue. It really helps. It gives you room to fix any mistakes you might have made. I do want to make sure that It fits nice and even. Just like so, and then ink the edges. Now, a nice neutral color to ink your edges with. You can do black, you can do brown. I think those are the two colors most commonly used. I think for the paper that I'm using, purple works, but usually I would use a brown. Even on black paper, I like using a brown. Okay, and that does need to be trimmed quite a bit. We're going to cut like so. Make sure it fits on nice, and then ink the edges. And there you have it. So it's coming along very nicely. Now the next step, set this aside, is going to be decorating each of the drawers themselves. And in your package, all of the decorative pieces will be sectioned off with the piece that they go with. And the drawers have two different parts to them. So I'm going to pull all the drawers out, and I'm going to set the base aside. And now I'm going to pull out the decorative pieces that go with the drawers. It might be easier here to just kind of break it down like an assembly line, to ink them first and then adhere them down. And it's not that hard, I promise you. Once you get in the habit of it, it's quite relaxing to just sit there and just do one step at a time. Or you can invite a friend over and kind of split up the tasks. You know, one person does the inking and passes it on to the next person who glues it down. So I'm just going to go ahead and ink these up. And in case you haven't figured it out yet, the shorter pieces, like this, are going to go on the drawer front, and these squares are going to go inside the drawer. And it's going to look very nice when finished, I promise. It's going to look so nice that when people see it, they're not going to believe how easy it was to actually make it. Okay, voila. Now all the pieces are inked. I can put my ink and blending tool away. And then we're just going to go ahead and start gluing stuff together. So we're going to put the... I have to clean my glue out. There we go. Alright, we're going to put the inside. Now you do want to look at it and figure out where the front of your drawer is going to be. So the inside goes like this, and then you're going to take one of these little strips right here, and you're going to adhere that to the front. Again, leaving a little bit of a border. And this is where I say it is optional if you don't have one, but I highly recommend that you have a 1/2 inch punch, and you're just going to kind of go down halfway and just make a little notch like so. And that's what your drawer will look like. Now you're going to repeat this process for all of your drawers. I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and I will come back when it's finished. Voila. And once you have all of your drawers assembled, the final step is to put everything back together. So we're going to go ahead and slide our drawers back in with the notch side out, obviously. And you can see with the decorative, how gorgeous is that? So you'll have fun making this project, but then when you're done, you're going to have this beautiful box that you can use as decor, you can give as a gift. You can set this up as an advent calendar, or you can put little candy treats in it just because. You can use it for a jewelry box. There are so many different ways to use this. And you can even just put it up for display. But the best part is, in my opinion, is putting it together. And that's what this kit is designed to do, is to make it easy to create a fun paper crafting or paper engineering project. And in the end, look at how gorgeous that is. Isn't that beautiful? Thank you for watching this video. I hope that the instructions were clear and easy to follow along. I hope you enjoy making your own beautiful 12 drawer box. And I will be posting info on pre-ordering this kit on Facebook. I will be posting info, so there will be a link in the description below if you're watching on YouTube or if you're watching on my website. So stay tuned for info on how to pre-order this. I will only be making a limited quantity, so if you're interested, you're going to want to get in on it. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.